Welcome back, AD fam. If you have been here for a while, you know about the car chats. We have been growing so much on YouTube, and I am so proud, and I'm so happy to see our family grow. But with that being said, let's chat. Let's take it back to our roots. So I know, first off, comment down below what you've been up to. I want to read it. I want to conversate with you guys. I love y'all. But let's talk about what's been up with me. So I know Daniel and I mentioned a while back that I started therapy, and let me tell you, therapy days are my best days because I am having so many realizations, and it's truly making me a better human being. I think everyone needs to go to therapy for one thing or another. But yeah, it's so amazing. I feel so refreshed, and it just even though I'm not better and I'm not healed yet, just understanding why I do the things I do is so validating. And I don't know, for a minute I truly thought that I would never feel better, and that this was just the life I lived. I was just meant to be sad all the time, and it was what it was. I truly felt like my purpose in life was to make others happy and just to carry that. And with therapy, I'm realizing that I don't need to do that. And not doing that does not make me a bad person. It just makes me human. It makes me the same and equal as everyone else. So I'm trying to do better about setting boundaries and, really being mindful of myself and what I need to do to keep myself happy. I'm so great about taking care of others, but how can we truly do our best taking care of others if we're not even taking care of ourselves? With that being said, me working on myself has also improved Daniel and I's relationship. Okay, that's a win. I feel like hurt people. And it's really hard to come to that realization when you are the hurt person hurting people. And I have never once went out of my way or intentionally hurt someone that I care about, but it has been happening more often than not. And that really breaks my heart, because I'm hurting inside. So I'm more quick to be on edge and more quick to freak out. And now I'm being snappy with the people I care about. Now they're getting upset. And it's just a whole domino effect. So now that I'm understanding what I need to work on and my struggles, and, I'm sharing that with Daniel so we can work as a team, it's really huge. And I'm starting to realize that yes, things have happened in my life as I'm an adult. I've gotten robbed, stuff like that. Everyday stresses, we all have them. But I think what my true root of the issue is stuff I experienced in my childhood, and it's affecting me now later in life. And my therapist told me, you've always known that this stuff happened to you, but the fact that you're 27 now, you're viewing it differently, which makes so much sense. Because I will see little kids, with lemonade stands, I will just see little kids out living their life. And sometimes it makes me sad. Less so now that I've been going to therapy, but before therapy, it literally broke my heart. And that makes no sense. At least I didn't think it made sense. But it's because my therapist was like, you're just trying to protect any innocence they have. Because it felt like nobody protected you no one protected you. And so it makes sense that you want to protect everyone else. And so with that being said, I'm realizing that sometimes, or to be honest with you, a lot of the time that Daniel and I get into disagreements or arguments, it's because something has triggered me. Now, with that being said, I am not trying to say that everything is always my fault. We are a team. We are two people in our relationship. There are times that Daniel makes mistakes. There are times that I make mistakes. But generally speaking, I have noticed that more often than not, when something that reminds me of my childhood that was not so pleasant happens, it really triggers me. And I'm not talking anything wild. It's something that Daniel probably would not even realize unless I bring it up. If he says something in a certain type of way or a certain tone, it brings me back. But I didn't realize that that's what was triggering me. I didn't realize that when he would do these things unintentionally, because to anyone that did not experience the things that I didn't experience, it would not affect them. It's only affecting me because I have had these past experiences. Anyways, so I didn't realize why we kept butting heads. I'm like, what is going on, dude? After 7.5 years, we should have this figured out. But it was because things were happening that were bringing me back to my past without me realizing. And I am so far from that. I am so ready to move on and heal from that. And so I think my brain was like fighting, like, why at 27 years old are you still feeling this way? And it was a lot, and it still is a lot, and it's a daily journey. But with that being said, Daniel is very open to hearing what I'm learning in therapy, and he's also very respectful in the fact that, you know what, if you don't want to share with me, that's fine. But I love that he's so involved in my therapy and my healing process. And with that being said, we're actually listening to an audiobook together. It's about codependence, and it's crazy. It is blowing my mind. I don't know about you, but I always thought codependence was just like, oh, I'm codependent with my boyfriend. Like, I always need to be with him, or I always need to be with somebody. You know, you're codependent. But this book that we're listening to is codependence, and how codependence can stem from childhood trauma. And it's actually deeper than you would think, and it's actually a disease. Codependence is a disease, and that is just so crazy. And so I'm learning that I'm living with codependence, and just listening to this book together, I think it's not only healing myself, but it's healing us as a couple, because we finally realize that the issue isn't each other. We are on the same team, and all we want is to be happy, individuals and together. And when we realized that the problems were stemming from the childhood, we realized that we just needed to go back to the source. And so, I don't know, I am honestly so grateful that I have such a supportive partner, such a partner that wants to be involved in my healing process and not shame me for having these issues, because at the end of the day, I didn't choose my childhood, you know? And that's not to say anything. I don't really want to get into that, but the point is it's really nice to see that when you're struggling, your partner is truly genuinely there for you. Like, that is honestly a priceless thing. And then tomorrow, when you're seeing this has already happened, but tomorrow, Daniel and I are doing a communication class. I'm not fully sure what that entails, but communication is everything. And so I think that will be huge, because we want to know how to better communicate. Even if you're doing a great job, why wouldn't you want to do even better? And you know, your girl wants to be a mom eventually. And I feel like communication is the foundation of everything. If we can't communicate when we have enough rest and we're whatever, how are we supposed to properly communicate when we're overly exhausted trying to raise a child? It's just not going to be it. It's going to be a recipe for disaster. Now, don't get me wrong. I know even when we have a child, even if we prepared every single day, when we have a child, it's still going to be a brand new hard experience. But I am so here for it. I am so ready to embrace everything. I'm ready to embrace the no sleep. I'm ready to embrace the poopy diapers, because with that comes cute cuddles and oh my gosh, and like having a mini me of you and the person you love. Dude, I love raising Pando with Daniel. I can only imagine how much I'm gonna love raising a child with Daniel. Can't wait. Subscribe. Join the 80 fam for when that day comes, because I cannot wait. Guys, I am just so happy. And I know I probably sound so cheesy and you're so annoyed, but I have been so sad, so down, so depressed for so long. And you know, it comes in waves. Tomorrow I can be having a rough day, but I think it's about keeping in mind that a rough day is not a rough life. And even if you have a lot of rough days, it's okay, because there's light at the end of the tunnel and everything is temporary. And I'm just so glad that Daniel pushed me to seek help, because I would be drowning right now. To be completely honest with you, I'd be drowning. I was so down. And I completely cut off everyone. I stopped replying to text messages. I stopped hanging out with friends. The only thing that I truly would do is the stuff I had to do, which was go to work. And the minute I got off work, the minute that I knew I could leave work, I would race home. I was so excited to go home and sit in my living room and do absolutely nothing except watch TV. And that's fine. It's fine to watch TV. It's fine to relax. It's fine to have alone time. In fact, I think alone time is very, very important. But when you are isolating yourself from the entire world, that's not good. And to be honest with you, I think that made my depression worse. I was like feeding into it. And I'm not saying that I meant to. I mean, when you hit a certain state, I get it. It's too much. And I just don't think, if I didn't have Daniel and I didn't have Panda, I don't know. I don't know what would have happened. I would have sat in my sadness for much, much longer, and I wouldn't have understood why I was hurting so bad. I would have embraced it. And to be honest, that's really, really sad. But, you know, between Daniel being so supportive and Panda just kind of being honestly a support animal, like, I don't know, like in the times that I just feel so low and like, I don't want to make this video too like sad because I'm happy. I'm really happy. But let's just say on the days that I didn't feel so lovable, Panda made me feel like I was worth loving. And I don't know what I would have done without the two of them. They're truly my whole world. I hope you guys are doing so amazing in your life. If you are struggling, I hope this gives you hope that there is a light at the end of the tunnel and that everything is temporary, even pain, even hurt. I wish I could take all your pain away, but I can't. But I hope that just knowing that you're not alone helps just that much more. So until next time, 80 fam, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in our next one.